We have a lot of Vanguard news, including the new ban list, so let's go over that right now. As always, if you need any Vanguard cards or accessories, go to 50cards.shop and use the code Solemn. A link will be in the description. So we start off with this promo auto. When this unit is placed on R from hand, if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, cost Counterblast 1, choose a song card from your drop and put it into your hand. This is a promo. I don't know how good it is, but given that Loro doesn't use that much Counterblast and has had room for like 1 or 2 tech slots, this might be decent. Because that means you can start throwing away songs to ride up rather than having to keep your hand all cluttered up with them. Next, we had the announcement for the new Overdress season, which is called Will Dress for some reason, and it will be a tournament arc. So people who like tournament arcs, this is for you. We have some new characters, but on stream they did mention that the previous characters' decks will still get support. So it's not like, oh, too bad you like Zorga or too bad you like this other deck, they're all being wiped out or something. It's not like that. They will still all get support. That was mentioned on the Tuesday stream, by the way. Next, we have the new set schedule, I guess. We have the 10th anniversary gift box booster pack 5. We have Shaman King. We have Ragnarok. Then after that, we have Premium Collection and Festival Collection. After that, we have 2 new clan collections. More on that later. And then we also have 3 new trial decks as well as set 6. But that information is coming later. Of course, the English schedule will be different. Next, we have the new clan collections, and this is pretty hype. We see Reverse Dayusha, we see another Overlord boy, is it The End or Rebirth? Rebirth. And we see duos. Then in the other clan collection, we have Revenger, Drag Ruler Phantom, Omega Glandios, and the Tachi boy being reversed. And then we have more Shaman King stuff. We have Asakura Yo right here. Continuous discard can only run on top of a grade 3 card with Asakura Yo in its card name. When this unit is placed on V, it gets power plus 10k plus crit until the end of this turn. Oversoul, act on V once per turn. Put 1 rearguard with Amidamaru in its card name to Soul. And until the end of the turn, all of your front row units get power plus 10k. And when this unit attacks, this battles all of the units in one column at the same time. I have no idea if this is any good. From the Shaman King results we've seen so far, it doesn't really seem to do all that much, which is something that keeps happening with the collabs, which makes sense because you don't want to force people into a very awkward piece of art that they maybe hate. It just wouldn't be the greatest look if a collab deck ended up being like the tier 1 best deck or something like that. Next, we have the new stuff, Nine-Tailed Fox Spirit Tamayura. This is just the starter. Then the grade 1. When this unit is placed by riding from the other one, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card with Ririmi or Rarami in its card name or a Fox art card from among them, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. And it also has glitter. Next, we have the grade 2 version. When this unit is placed by riding the previous one, choose up to 1 card with Ririmi or Rarama. Oh, holy shit, I can't. in its card name from your drop and put it into your hand. And again, it also has glitter. Next, we have Ririmi. When this unit is placed on R, if you have a rearguard with Rarami in its card name, cost Soul Blast 2, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and your opponent puts that unit into their soul. Then it also has glitter. When it is retired from G, you may put that card into your soul. So this is a dual nation card, which is pretty cool. Once again, they are pretty reliant on just running the entire deck together, which is something we saw with the previous dual nation card as well. But in my opinion, that's just how these cards are going to start out. They're trying to ease us into it. They don't want us splashing everything into every deck from day one. Next, we have Rarami. When this unit is placed on R, if you have a rearguard with Rirami in its card name, cost Soul Blast 2 and draw a card. And then Glitter. When this unit is retired from G, you may put this card into your soul, just like the previous one. And both of them are triple rares. Next, we have the grade 3. At the beginning of your ride phase, you get all of your front row units get power plus 5 until end of turn. Auto on V, when this unit attacks, cost Counterblast 1 and perform one of the following. Choose a card from your soul and call it to R, or call both Rirami and Rarami from soul to R. It also has glitter. Then we have a new order that is literally Shirayuki. So when you have the correct Vanguard and you pay Soul Blast 2, it's a blitz order, so in your opponent's turn, your Vanguard gets the effect that your opponent's front row loses 10,000 power. That is really solid. And then they're also mentioning what we're getting next week. So this is the Dark States looking thing and Phantom Blaster Overlord news, set 5 and so forth. Now, the thing everyone has been waiting for. The new ban list. As predicted in standard, nothing changes. In Premium, nothing changes, which was, again, pretty predictable. I said in my prediction video as well, would it be cool to have over triggers hit? Would it be cool to have Nightmare Dolls hit? Sure, but overall the meta is really, really solid, so I wasn't expecting some major emergency or anything like that. However, V did need a lot of hits, and boy did it not get a lot of hits. We got Hamiel being banned, Meep for the Melody deck being put to 1, Percival, which is just an insane card for any gold paladin deck ever, being hit to 1. And then Gurgit is no longer restricted, because obviously the only reason it was insane was because we had Percival 4. Now there's some things missing on this list, maybe, right? No? Right? I don't know. A lot of us were expecting, first of all, the number 1 deck to be hit, Prism. Now, I know Japanese results are different, but when you look at BRO, Prism was just running rampant, and it took so many top spots. It's just such a consistently insane, unfair deck. It's mind-blowing. And there's no hits for that deck whatsoever. And then after that, you have Luard, you know, another top dog. And there's also no hit here, which is, again, very mind-blowing. Now, I do have to say, in Japan, their meta is different for some reason. They seem to have much more high rolly decks. If you look at the things that got hit here, we had Duke essentially getting hit, Melody, and Angels. And those were the decks we see most often there. However, on the English side, the things we saw most often was Prism and Luard. Those two decks are consistency decks. Now, I don't know why this discrepancy is here. I've spoken with Kai about this before, how it's maybe because their tournaments are shorter. They very often have not as many rounds, and so they can get away with a sackier deck than in an English tournament where we can have 7, 8, or 9 rounds even, so that if you brick once or twice, it's over, right? Whereas in Japan, if you only have 4 rounds, it's not over. So that was like a theory of his, and I suppose that's it. I don't see why else there would be a meta difference. There is no good explanation for it whatsoever. But with that being said, it's still pretty mind-blowing. Now, I do have to say, some people are saying that English will have a different ban list. And that's possible. They announced on Twitter, like, oh, the English thing is still coming, blah, blah, blah. Something along those lines, but very vague. The thing is that English hasn't had its own ban list in a long time, or ever, or in a long time. I don't know. Usually, English getting its ban list is just a copy. But it is possible. Maybe our metas are now so different that they're like, fuck it. We'll just make 2 entirely different ban lists for the regions. I'm not the biggest fan of that, because I think it allows you to abuse that. Like if you notice, damn, this thing is not hit over there, and it is hit here, or vice versa, then the players from that region can just start playing that. Like imagine if our ban list, let's say it's a different one, doesn't hit Melody, but does hit Prism, then we just play Melody, even though it's more high rolly, right? And if it's hitting all of this and more, like if it hits Prism and it hits Luard, then suddenly Japan will go, oh, I guess we're just playing Prism and Luard. So the 2 regions having different ban lists is a bit weird to me, but I'm not counting it out. It is possible. So the things I would want to see on an English exclusive ban list would be Prism and Luard, but then you could argue, oh, then Nitros becomes out of control in V. It's possible. Maybe they have to hit Navigator there, because at least if you get rid of Navigator, the deck becomes much slower. Then suddenly it's more of a fair deck in my opinion. Still strong, but fair again, compared to like everything else that's out there. Though that's hard to say when everything else is nuked. I don't know. Regardless of what happens, I think everyone in the West agrees that this specific list is not enough. If we look at BRO results, this list barely changes anything. Though again, their WGP was different. Their WGP had different results. So if you don't look at Western results, then this might make sense. Now, I do have one more note here, and that is that a few months ago, the Japanese and the English side, in terms of production of the game, were split off, right? Like we now have Tamayura for the English side. So it's very possible that it is indeed a split ban list, because the games are partially being produced split. I can imagine even Premium Collection is being produced by the English side right now, rather than the Japanese side. Again, that's just speculation. I don't know that for sure. But I can imagine the same reason applying for why we would have a different ban list on our side. But again, we'll see. It might just be Copium, and we might just have a Springfest run by Prism and Luard. That's also possible. Regardless, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Be sure to go to 50cards.shop and use the code Solemn if you need any Vanguard cards. Like, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Ciao.